Welcome back to Commercial Break with Miss Education. I'm Miss Education. All right, today is transhumanism, right? That's what we're going to talk about, transhumanism. I don't know how many of you have heard of it. I think this is so fascinating and so creepy all at the same time. And I'm guilty of it. And I'm sure that once we go into it, real quick, 13 minutes, you'll see that most of us are guilty of it, and we need to be aware and we need to stop this foolishness. All right, so here's what it says. Transhumanism, right? Just getting right into it. Got my phone. Transhumanism is a philosophical and intellectual movement which advocates the enhancement of the human condition by developing and making widely available sophisticated technologies that can greatly enhance longevity, cognition, and well-being. That sounds fascinating, just fascinating. Oh my goodness. I would love to enhance my longevity, my cognition. Lord knows, yes, we would love that. And my well-being, of course. Okay, right? We would all love that. Here's the thing with transhumanism. And I'm going to take it to a spiritual level because that's where we at, right? That's what we're doing, right? In Genesis, give me one more second. In Genesis 1:26, it says, God says, let us make man according to our image and likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish and the sea and over all the flying creatures and so on. So God decided to make us in his own image, right? And I've been having these conversations with my sons because, again, like I said, I'm fascinated with this other level, or this other spiritual level. So everything that God does, the devil tries to mimic, right? It's like, you do this, I do that. So like, for instance, let's call it what it is. God said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So Saturday is the resting day. The devil's like, oh, word? Yeah, no, we're going to do it on Sunday, right? So God said, I'm going to make man and woman to procreate. The devil was like, I got you on this one. We finna do men and men, women and women. And guess what? They can't procreate, right? And, back and forth. There's so many things that when God does saying, it's like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. I got you. Well, God made man in his own image, right? So imagine this. This whole transhumanism is just this notion that technology is going to be part of who we are. It's going to be our appendage. It's going to be our arm, or it's going to be our mind, right? Wherever we go, we are now going to be connected to this thing. Think about it. Right? This cell phone, most of us can't do without it. And I say, well, I'm guilty of it too, right? Most of us can't do without this cell phone. If we leave the cell phone at home and go to work, we will probably turn around to pick up the cell phone and be late to work, right? We can't go anywhere without the cell phone. We don't know how to use a map. We don't know how to read a map. We need that GPS. None of us, I don't know how many of you have memorized more than 5 phone numbers. I know maybe 3 or 4 phone numbers. If I don't have it in my cell phone, I can't call you because I don't know your number, right? Even like everything's on here, my bank accounts, my school loans, everything, my Bible, like everything is on this device. It is connected. It is a part of us. And if we lose it, I understand why people freak out, because if you lose it, you are literally losing part of yourself. And that is a problem. We have been so conditioned that this device, right? This device is now part of us. It's a limb. It's a third arm. Shoot, it might be the third eye. You know what I'm saying? And not only is it a part of us, it hears us. I know you know this, but like if you say something long enough on your phone, something that you've never said or looked up before, your phone will suddenly give you ads referencing the word or the concept, the item that you were just talking about. It is so creepy. These things listen and they watch us, okay? So not only have we become dependent on it, it is now listening and learning to adapt to us. I don't know if you guys have heard what's his name? Elon Musk. Yes, our boy Elon Musk has this implant. It's the Neuralink. And this year, actually, they put they implanted it into the first human brain, according to NPR. It's basically, it's like taking a computer and putting it in the brain, right? So instead of me having to hold this, that's the goal, right? Instead of me having to hold a cell phone, I now have this thing imprinted in my brain. So I am now Google. My name is Jennifer Google. Yeah, www what? Jen finds it right away, okay? That's crazy. And why am I saying this? Because I'm a mother of two. And I was finding that I was helping my kids transition to this transhuman individual. My kids, granted, they don't have like my son doesn't have my youngest doesn't have a cell phone. He has a watch, but you can't do anything on it. And my son has a flip phone, but we have a computer. And I'm finding that these kids, my kids, and we have a TV, right? Want to, if given the opportunity, they are always on this thing. They feel like they need this thing. And I'm like, something is wrong. I'm at work and I watch these kids who clearly have social issues, as far as they don't really know how to communicate with others. They're antisocial. They're on the spectrum, all of that. And they're on their phones all the time. They literally walk around on this device. Like, it's sad. It's like this. They walk around, they sit, they're on it. Look at people crossing the street are on this. We are always hooked up. We have the devices in. It's scary. Our children don't know how to communicate properly. Our children can't hold conversations. Our children can't write because their writing looks like text messaging. And I'm guilty of it, depending on who I'm talking to. Instead of Y-O-U-R, I'm like, you are? your, right? Or should have been Y-O-U apostrophe R, whatever. Anyways, it's still you are, right? But our kids are addicted to this. They have become their social pacifiers. At church, I notice when kids are, agitated and they can't sit for too long, the first thing a parent does, here, take a cell phone, take an iPad. We went to dinner the other night, and there was a family of 4 sitting next to us, father, mother, and 2 children. One child must have been like 11 or 12, and the younger one was 4 or 5. And they're having dinner as a family. And what was so weird, again, I'm just hyper vigilant and aware of this stuff now. The mom was on her cell phone. The father was on his. The daughter, the preteen, was video chatting with a friend. And then the baby girl was on an iPad watching cartoons. But they're out having dinner. What's the point? Right? We have become so addicted. So addicted. We are, and I'm saying, and I'm really focused on our children, right? Because our children, we give them these devices. They have impulses. Most of them don't know any better. We're the adults. We're in control. We're supplying these devices to these children. I am begging. I think from a teacher's point of view, I am begging you, as a teacher, as someone who genuinely loves children. I may not like all of them, but I do love them. Be mindful how long your children are connected to these devices, because we are creating exactly what this matrix, I believe in the matrix, this matrix and the system wants. We are turning humans into transhumans. We're connecting them to these devices where they cannot function without them. And I'm not bragging, but I'm proud. And I'm telling you this because it's doable as possible. We took a road trip from here to Georgia, here being Massachusetts to Georgia, last February, during February vacation. And I told my husband, I was like, listen, it's like 15 to 18 hours, whatever. And we're going down there with no technology. Yep. We are driving 18 hours, and those boys will not have my cell phone, will not have my tablet, nothing. And, I told people I was going to do this. Like, nah, Jen, that's not going to happen. They can't do it. They'll be fighting. And I'm like, when we were kids, we used to like, that's how I learned the plates that match the states. I'd be like, oh, that's Massachusetts. We didn't live in Massachusetts at the time, or that's Florida. You know what I mean? Learning cities, looking out all the signs. We made up games. We did things. We entertained ourselves. So I was like, they're humans, they're children. They will figure it out. They do not have to be connected to these devices. So we did it. We did 18 hours, and those boys were like, at first like, oh my gosh. And after like hour 5, 6, when they realized that we weren't giving in, they're like, all right, let's do this. Let's play games. Let's look at the side. Guess what? Let's have conversations. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. It was fascinating. My kid, he was 13 years old. Yep. It was for his 13th birthday. And the other one was 11 or 10, whatever. And we made it. 18 hours, no technology. On the way back, I gave him a little. I was like, all right, you get it for 1 hour, you're off for 2 or 3 hours. 1 hour, you know what I mean? But it's doable. Our kids are addicted. I see it every day, and it saddens me. And I see it from the school perspective, because check it out. While your children are in school, most of these schools have devices, right? So these kids are always on a device. They get in the car, there's a device. They get home, there's a device. I'm begging you, be mindful, especially the little ones. My heart, really, it bothers me when I see like 2, 3-year-olds with cell phones in their hands, and they know how to maneuver them. And the parents think it's cute. Like, no, it is an addiction, and I know we're used to like having addiction. Like we think of addiction like an illegal substance or alcohol or food, even pornography. No, this is also an addiction, which then leads to, addictive personalities. And again, I'm no specialist. I'm no expert on this, but from what I see and what I experience, we have to do better. I challenge you, look into this transhumanism, see where it's starting and how everyone's down for it and where it's going. Like they have this device that's coming out, or it's already out, but it's really expensive. So eventually, they're going to lower the price, but it's from Apple. It's just like AV, whatever thing you put on, and you should look at it. You should Google it. It is so real. You can be on the screen and be in real life at the same time. Like you can look, it becomes your phone, your tablet, your music, your computer, everything right here. So you just have to look, and it's like as if your hand pressed WhatsApp and it clicks on WhatsApp, or you look this direction and it clicks, and then you watch a movie. And they're saying like people are so entrenched in this where they don't want to leave home, right? This has become their new world. It's scary. And I am just begging you as parents, because I know most of us who watch this are parents. I'm just being mindful. And honestly, it is not too late. It is not too late to be a parent and slowly pull back on the technology with your children. Or if you're going to do, and if it's one of those things, okay, no cell phone or no computer, then do something as a family together with technology. Watch a family movie together. Because of my sister, I started doing puzzles. I hate puzzles, but we're doing a Naruto puzzle, 1,000 pieces. We did that on a Saturday night. We were doing puzzles. No one had their computer. No one was on the computer. No one asked for my phone. It was amazing. So I'm just encouraging you, be mindful. Pay attention to how much screen time your kids get. Pay attention to how addictive they are. Pay attention to us, we as the adults. I now make sure that when I sleep, my cell phone is not next to me. I put it all the way on the other side of the room, and I'm lazy at night. I'm not trying to get up, so I'm not on it. I'm not scrolling on it. I leave it alone. And my phone tracks how long I'm on it. And this morning it was like, you've been on your phone 40 minutes less than you were last week. I was like, here we go. Now I'm going to challenge myself. I need to not be on this phone as much because it can't own me. I'm the adult. I'm the human. Okay. Anyway, with that being said, guys, just again, be mindful. Just do a self-evaluation of yourself, of your household. You can, not if you can, but you can do better. Do better. We got to do better. We can't let the system, the matrix, take our babies. All right. Till next time, commercial breaks with Miss Education. Bye.